made you get into voice acting?
Wow, good question. I've always kind of wanted to do it in the back of my mind, you know? But like growing up, I went through school. I went to college for science, you know, pre-med sort of route.
Okay.
And I couldn't cut it. I was done with school. So I was like, you know, I'll just get a bachelor's degree in biology, molecular biology, and I'll do that. And then so I did that, got out, got a job as a lab technician, lab manager at a medical school, and I did that for about 4 years. And then one day I was just doing work. I was like, yeah, man, I think I want to try to do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was like, I'm gonna give this voice acting thing a shot. Like.
So what was the first role that you remember just like trying to audition for? Or just like how were you like preparing yourself to like put yourself out there?
So like it was a very slow process because like at the time I think Funimation had this email that you can send an email to and be like, here's my email, I'm interested in like, they had like auditions.
Okay.
They only held them like every so often. It's very, very rare. But I remember doing that once and it scared the shit out of me. Oh, can I curse? It scared the shit out of me. I was like, because I'd never done that before in person, and the person that was holding the audition was Joel McDonald.
Okay.
And so if you've ever met Joel, he's a very cool guy, but like he can kind of be intimidating if you don't know him very well.
Okay.
But he's like one of the nicest dudes in the world. But leaving that audition, I was like, oh my god, I am not ready for this. Like I was so scared. And you know, I took a bunch of classes and things like that, and over time I met people, and they were like, well, he's pretty good, and they like introduced me to the stuff. And my first like recording thing ever was for a show, I think it was called Magical Academy, or something like that. Sorry, it's been a while, and it was with Felicia Angel. She was the director, and she brought me in for this like really bit part. And you know, I was like, my first recording experience. I was like, oh, this is really exciting. Yeah. And then from there, like you know, I got more and more stuff, like you know, One Piece, like side characters, you know, because they always needed that. And what was it? And then my first named character was with Aaron Bismuth on a show called Nanbaka.
Oh, the prison show?
The prison show. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so glad you know it. Yeah, I was in season 2. I played like the mermaid guy. His name was Ruka.
Oh,
he had like green hair. He's like very elegant.
Okay. Nah, that's dope.
Yeah.
So with that being like your starting out point, what was the first role that you did where you said, no, okay, this is it. Like I've got this down.
Yeah.
Oh man, like every time, I would say like it took a while because you know the imposter syndrome is like one of those things that I'm like always fighting with.
It's natural.
Yeah, I'm like, do I really deserve these roles? Things like that always pop in my mind. But like over time, man, which one did I? I would say it might have been in Gridman.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Like maybe
you did
Anti,
right?
Yeah. Like that was like one of those things. I was like, all right, like I think I can do this. Like I was like confident, like starting to get more confident and stuff. And my friend Cliff Chapman, he was great. Like I hadn't really worked with him before, and like he was like he brought me on. I was like, I think like you know doing the screams and stuff like that. I was like, I think I can do this now. Like I'm feeling more and more confident about this.
That's awesome.
So like that's when like you kind of feel like I felt kind of good about it.
I feel like sometimes you guys just get in the booth and you let down that one scream and you're like, all right, I can relax a little bit.
For sure. Sometimes that one of those screams was like, oh, feels good. It's like, oh, another one? Okay. All right. I love screaming. Like that's one of my favorite things to do. Like even though it's like terrible for us, like it's I always want to get a really good scream because when you get a good scream, it feels good. You want the people to watch and like be like, oh yeah, this is a good scream.
You feel the endorphins.
Yeah, feel that energy, you know? Like it's like it's so different.